not racist. I have a black friend. Hello, my book peeps. It's Courtney. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a good day and reading some really good books, because I definitely had, okay? This book right here, I have never been more seen or heard in my life, y'all, okay? Now, this is called Token Black Girl by Danielle Prescod. It is a memoir. I don't even know who Danielle Prescod is, okay? Apparently she is a veteran of the beauty industry and has worked in like some really famous magazines there. But Token Black Girl, that is basically the non-threatening, friendly black girl in a mostly non-black space, predominantly white space. And that is who she is. She grew up that way and she worked in those types of environments. And she's talking about her experience with that. Now, this book reminded me so much of this book here, Bad Fat Black Girl, that I have been talking about for over a year now. Absolutely loved this memoir too. This book is about a woman owning her femininity and a larger size black woman. And she uses a lot of hip hop and rap culture in order to express her point. Whereas she uses a lot of television and entertainment, like in movies and such, in order to state her case. But I really did enjoy this book. I just saw myself for sure. She talks about the process of black hair care and the expense and time that goes into it, and how in a white world that's not really understood. She also talks about the white supremacy that rules the beauty industry, and that the only people that benefit from that world are white women. How people are conditioned at a young age about the standards of beauty based off what you see in the media. Being black is not the ideal standard, and she started to revere whiteness. She talked about how the ideal standard of beauty is thin and blonde and white skin, and that she doesn't meet that. So she always felt like she had to be perfect because that's the closest that she's ever gonna come to be accepted. And that's not only in the whole facade of what she looks like, but also in how she acts and how she speaks. But she also talked about just the beauty industry in general is just a very shallow business. Like one example that she used that just really just hit home for me, because I can actually just picture that, is that she said she was working at Elle or whatever magazine, and she said that the big manager or whatever came in when they were looking at models, and the guy was like, oh, we already have Lupita on the cover, so we don't need another black model, and just immediately got rid of all the pictures for the black models. And you wonder why you have magazines that don't have a great amount of diversity. She also talked about how hard it is to represent black culture, because whenever she would attempt to write a piece about it, it would be denied, or they would take out the origins of it and attribute it to being something trendy that was only cool when white people emulated it. And that is the reason we have cultural appropriation and why it doesn't go away, because the media continues to condone it because it's better for business and money. Eventually, she got tired of the racism and the constant struggle as a black person in a white environment, and she went to go work for BET. But she felt that that culture was still toxic as well, because it was still overly critical of black female bodies. And also she saw, after having worked for, you know, big white magazines, how minuscule or crumbs that people at BET got, but they were willing to play the game and just accept what was given to them. But what was interesting is she also spoke about how black celebrities still tended to go to white magazines because they know that there was more opportunities at those magazines than there is on the black side. And that further continues to feed into the whole white supremacist aspects of the media. She also talked about microaggressions within the white community and how she had to just suck those up being in a white space, and about how being that token black girl, that she felt that she would only be accepted into these circles if she did not talk about race. Now, I personally don't necessarily agree with that, because as a black person, I have no problem talking about race in a white environment. And as I feel like I've gotten older, I'm okay with challenging people in some of their stereotypes that are thrown my way. And I loved and can relate so much about how people that say, I'm not racist, I have a black friend. People really still don't get that that does not mean anything. If anything, that's further perpetrating the idea of racism. Now, someone that she spoke about very candidly is Candace Owens. Now, Candace Owens is this black conservative person that gets involved with politics a lot because she speaks against a lot of things that, you know, I would say the average black person is pro for, right? And she talks about how Candace Owens grew up in a predominantly white society just like her. And she says that, and I quote, Candace Owens is the monstrous refraction of what I could have become had I not at some point figured out how to embrace my identity. Because not everyone is able to develop the survival skills to allow them to emerge black and proud from a space engulfed in white supremacy. I was taken away back by that statement. Anyway, this book is really good. I just feel like it says a lot about where black people fit in society, regardless of who we are, because she speaks a lot and very candidly about how black people are not all the same. The token black girl, you still stand out because you don't embody the characteristics of what people assume black people should be, and the idea that you're ostracized by the people that also look like you is still one of those ideals that still allows white supremacy to reign true. And I thought that was amazing because I've encountered that myself. So anyway, this book is really good. I strongly suggest if you're on BookTube and you're a black person that you really look at this book. Okay, that's just me. Do what you will with that, okay? So that's all I gotta say. I like this book. I love this book. Together, really great, allows you to have some really interesting concepts to talk about. You'll be highlighting this book all day. I really like it. Anyway, so that's it. I'm gonna go on to read some other stuff. So please like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know if you feel like you are the token black girl. And if you are not the token black girl, let me know what you think of her. I'd really like to know. Bye, y'all.